Live from a water-free Starbucks refresher drink. It is Business Pants Thursday, the good game.
Woohoo!
Joined, as always, by Ari, the Data Queen, and Jesse, the Money Whisperer, and Damien, that guy with that hair and that face.
No nickname. Why do I not have a nickname?
It's your fault. I'm hosting the show now, so shut up. Today's collective happier than they've been in decades grab bag of good game headlines. The good game.
Yeah.
Does everybody know?
Yay!
Does everybody know how the good game works?
No.
Yeah.
How?
Let's go over it again. Damien's mom
Yes.
thinks we're too negative,
Yeah. Well.
so Damien created a game to please his mother, in which we pick headlines, and just based on the headline, we give it a 0 to 10 score on how good it sounds. How good does that sound? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Sound good. That's
Like,
it.
as an example, Donald Trump drops out of presidential race. How good does that sound?
10.
That's the game. That's the
the
good
game.
game. You know, a bunch of socialists. And
Except with the
liberals.
twist, because Matt picked the headlines today.
Except the big
Matt's
twist
hosting.
today is
Yay.
I picked the headline. So Damien's mom, prepare to be disappointed. Are we ready to go? Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So your first headline is COVID-19 is no longer a global health emergency, WHO says. No longer.
Wow. Took a very long time.
Seems like yesterday.
I mean,
to
that
me.
sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to kick this off with a 9.
Oh.
I like
We're
that.
done with it, right? We're done. Everything's over.
I don't know
we're
that
done.
we're done with it, but
No, that's what they
it's
said.
not
We're
an
done.
emergency is great.
No emergency means go about your business, continue eating out of that can of Pringles, watching Married with Children. That's what
and
that
breathing
means.
all over each other.
Are
Okay.
people still dying? I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
They are still
It's
dying.
over.
In the U.S., it was 1.1 million was the total.
Whoa.
It was about 7 or to 8 million worldwide. I think it was 8 million worldwide died. Not an
Okay.
emergency.
All right. Well, I'm going to give this a 7 because it must not be that bad everywhere else as it used to be. So that's progress. Progress.
Matt,
So
are you actually
we
keeping score, Matt?
We've got a 9 from Jesse and a 7 from Ari. Damien, do you have a score? Or are you just going to sit there?
I'm actually channeling you today a little bit, and when I hear
Uh-oh.
this, my first
That's
reaction
not good.
is since at least half of our country doesn't care, and is probably angered that doctors are making decisions in general. I'm going to give it a 3 because we live fully in the world
Wow.
of misinformation,
3?
and I don't know. I just think that. Matt, if there was another pandemic coming, which they're already warning that we're unprepared for, whatever the WHO announces, no one's going to care.
This isn't those headlines.
They're going to think it's
that say, "We're not
Soros.
ready
They're going
for
to
the
think
next
it's Bill
pandemic."
Gates. They're going to think it's Michelle Obama. I don't know what they're going to think. They're going to think
Michelle Obama?
I don't know who they think is trying to ruin us. Larry Fink is going to inject viruses into our ESG veins. I have no idea.
ESG viruses.
It just
Yeah.
depresses me. I'm going to give it a 3.
Wow, a 3.
What a spread.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so we're starting off terribly. That means we're off to a good start. Ready for your next headline? Your next headline is, and this one, I'll say this one better be unanimously good.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
You actually tried with this
I don't think you can sway us like that.
100% of you will think this is good. FDA advisors vote unanimously in favor of over-the-counter birth control pills.
Amazing. 10.
There it is.
Finally.
And here's a cool quote. Dr. Caitlin Roth, who's one of the advisors to the FDA, she is at George Mason University?
George Mason.
So maybe George Washington? I can't remember. But she is at
One of
Dr.
the Georges.
Caitlin Roth at a George. She said, quote, "We need to trust women." I'm pretty sure that sums it up. Just
I already do
Yep.
let
trust
them
women.
make a decision.
Yep.
So what do we have? Jesse was a 10.
10.
10s all around. I'm
Yeah,
voting
Laurie
for
was a 10.
Damien.
I do
Give it a 9,
pessimistically.
Damien.
I do
Give it a 9.
pessimistically think how long will this be legal? I'm already feeling scared for the future, but
Give it a 9.
but for the actual news of the day, definitely a 10.
A 10. There it is. All right. I knew I got a straight 10 out of someone. This was one of my favorite headlines of the week.
And something else about doctors, I hope?
Might
No,
be a 2.
not. Okay, ready? Starbucks will soon charge customers $1 for no water refresher drinks.
Can someone please explain this to me?
Understand.
I don't understand either.
I
What is
actually
this?
had to read that one because I was like, I don't get
A
this.
dragon fruit refresher, like those
what?
refresher. They
I
do
just
like,
bought one.
Yeah, Ari had one
Is
yesterday.
that juice? Matt, what is that, juice?
It's some juicy tea-ish.
It's
like,
juice tea.
It's juice.
lemonade-y. It's a juice.
Okay.
The large has the
large.
equivalent of 3 tablespoons of sugar in it.
Is that
so
enough?
The reason why I'm saying this is good is because people have been going and saying, I don't want, they put a splash of water in it, right? Like it's like this mix, this scoop of stuff, and then they put some water in it. And then people are asking, I don't want any water in it. I want like all the sugary,
Ew.
juicy stuff. Just give me
Yeah.
all the stuff. And Starbucks has started saying, sure, you can have all the stuff, but we're going to charge you $1 for it. Now,
Wait,
they're
are they
not
getting
doing
extra stuff? They're getting extra stuff.
They're getting like extra
pay
juice
for
Because
it.
they have to
stuff.
fill the cup. Yeah.
Pay
They have to
for
fill
it.
the cup. But Starbucks is saying, like, not for health reasons, because we're using extra juice. You got to
Yeah.
pay for it. And
Pay
people
for
are
it.
pissed about it.
It's not
This is
juice, it's
ridiculous.
stuff.
I am saying there is so much sugar in it. Just leave the water in, you idiots. You don't need diabetes
People,
from a single drink.
Order
That's-
black coffee. That's all you should be getting. Or tea. That's it.
So do we have a score?
Wow.
Ari,
I
kick
can't
us
believe
off.
they care. No, this is terrible. This
That's
is
my
terrible
reaction.
because
Starbucks
people are going to
charging
freak
them?
out. People are going to freak out the poor baristas, like
Well, that's the second part of the headline is baristas are dreading the change.
Oh.
So
yeah, no, I'm going to go with
they
a
unionized now. They're all fine. 4. Ugh,
Only at like
terrible.
1% of the stores.
Okay, I think I'm actually going to channel you, Matt, with this and give this a 7 because,
Yes.
as I wish that they were calling it a sugar tax, but it's a sugar tax, or it could be looked at that way. I would like to look at it that way. So if it's going to deter some people from just leaving the water in because it's more expensive, I think that's good.
I love it. I love it. It's fantastic.
Let me-
Can I just ask you this, Matt? Is the price of Camel Light still the same at Starbucks?
No, I believe that went up.
Oh. I'm going to give this a 5 because I really don't care. I don't know what's going on. I don't
Wow,
care.
a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
fair.
Starbucks, Damien. It's your favorite.
I'm with
It
you,
is your
Ari.
favorite.
I mean, it's extra sugar. Yeah, charge them for. Who cares? Just steal some sugar packets from the table and put those in. I don't know. Get a life.
your-
You shouldn't be
in your
ordering a
less
refresher.
juice.
I mean, really, there's something wrong
Oh.
with you if you're ordering a refresher in the first place.
Ari had one like
I just
yesterday.
wanted a refreshing drink.
Something wrong with you.
And I have
What a
to
waste
say,
of money.
Rob likes to get a refresher every once in a while.
That is an absolute
Rob,
waste
of course
of money.
Rob does. Rob gets thrown under the bus in this show so much. All right, next headline. We're making good progress. Here's the headline. A Pixies song is accidentally turning off Google alarms.
Oh,
Who
I want
are
to hear
the
about
Pixies?
this.
Okay, so Damien at the
Who are the Pixies?
at the bottom of the media board, please
So sad.
play the. We'll have one media piece today where you
Full
can listen
volume,
to the
Matt? You want me
song.
to play full volume?
Full volume.
Stop.
So that's the part.
The stop part?
So that's the part. Yeah, you like the song. You would like the song. I'm going to play it
That
after.
sounds nice.
That part where it says stop because it's so crystal clear in the recording. There are people who their alarm turns on and Spotify is their alarm and it on random it says
Wait.
stop.
You don't
and
have
it
to
turned
say, like-
off their Google alarm.
You don't have
I'm
to say
so
Google
confused.
stop? You don't have
No.
you don't have to say, hey, Google or something?
Not for a Google alarm. You just yell out stop and it
Wait,
turns
I'm
off.
confused. Why
like
is
it.
music coming on?
Because
it's the
some
Pixies.
people
Why wouldn't you
like
want to listen to the Pixies?
Turn on, like open music when.
And I
it's
will
a-
say, the way that stop was said, it was a little angry. Like when I get woken up, I'm like, stop. It doesn't, I can see it.
See, so I what I love
10.
about this, I knew that was a
Come
pure
on, it's a 10.
Damien coercion. What I love about this is how many people have the Pixies in a playlist and Google alarms where this is a problem?
Is
How
it just
many?
one person getting mad on the internet?
All I know is
No,
that this
my whole
was a
generation.
story
All my friends from
covered
childhood.
in, of course, Fortune magazine. Fortune magazine covered this story.
I don't know.
Just
Matt, this-
imagine being that person late to the
6.
meeting because your alarm turned off your alarm.
Yeah.
Imagine the number of things that, like, when AI takes over our lives, that playing random songs on Spotify is going to make AI do.
It's like
Oh,
tech
God.
tripping over itself. I love it. I'm going to give this a 9.
9.
I'm just giving it a 6 because, like, I don't really get it.
At least you're honest.
And who are the Pixies?
Oh my God. Oh, that just hurts my soul. All right.
10.
Next up.
Yeah.
I already got your 10. Next up. Florida and Louisiana are
0.
borrowing hundreds of millions of dollars to cope with hurricane insurance claims.
0.
Here's a little bit of the backdrop. Florida and Louisiana have been forced to borrow a combined $1.3 billion.
Wow.
Because of the number of hurricane claims filed, and no one will cover them.
Who are they borrowing from?
My favorite part, so this is a government backstop program.
Boo.
My favorite part is the reason why we talk all the time about people just leave Florida. Dwayne Wade left Florida. We loved it.
Hero.
Insurance companies have left Florida. They will not insure the coast of Florida. So now Florida is stuck insuring
So
the
these,
coast of
Matt,
Florida.
these are properties in a hurricane zone, like a, right?
Yeah, they basically got hit by hurricanes. They're like underwater. It's like
And
that
they
massive
can't-
hurricane that hit last year.
And
like,
they can't.
demolished.
Homeowners can't get insurance because they know this. They know because they're in a certain zone, you can't get insurance.
They can only get it from the government insurance backstop, and that backstop is
broke.
out of money and broke. So their governments are now absorbing more of the cost. They're basically just paying for climate change that they choose to ignore. So I love it.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my angle. I kind of want to rate this like a 7 or an 8 because
Give it an 8, sure.
We'll give it an 8 because these are people that probably don't think climate change is real, and so here you go.
If you live on the coast of Florida, you can't possibly think that. There's just no way.
I mean,
You're seeing it with your bare eyeballs.
okay, but that's thinking
No, your sunglasses cover
rationally
my
and
eyeballs.
logically, and I don't think that exists there. So, anyways, I think this is great.
Jesse's an 8. Ari,
Damien, you go.
Matt, am I assuming correctly that this is affecting people of like middle class or higher? This isn't affecting poor people, is it?
no, the people who can afford to live on the coast. So
Right.
the majority
These days,
of them
that's rich
actually
people these
are
days.
rich people.
Used to be
the majority
poor
of rich
people.
people.
This is enraging.
Look, I'm someone who lives in a coastal area. I have zero sympathy for people who build in flood zones, in storm zones, and then they whine about storms destroying their properties, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I don't care. 8.
8. I love it. Yeah,
Woo!
that's right. Because Ron DeSantis has to go beg for money from
Good.
the markets.
Go
in
to
order
Hunter Biden and go beg some money.
yeah, but they're going to get the money. That's the worst part. I'm going to give this a 2 because it just makes me
Oh,
upset.
Ari. Oh, so Ari and I are not on the same page today. Ari comes in at a 2. That's an 8, a 2, and an 8. I like that. So I'm doing okay. Everybody's confused about what to think about my
I was
headlines.
a little confused by that one. I didn't know if I should be 0 because I hate Florida or 10 because I hate storms. I don't know what's going on.
Here's a really simple one, okay? Workers are happier than they've been in decades.
What?
That's
That's
the
a
headline.
lie. Lies.
Yeah, I think it's a lie,
63%
too.
are satisfied with their jobs, according to a survey.
Oh, is
was
that
just
this?
conducted.
Is that our office?
No, it's only 63% of
I
I
our
want to know
office,
how
yeah.
that works in our office. Yeah, 63% are happy.
So that is the headline. Workers, you're just basing it on the headline here. Workers are happier than they've been in decades. That's what it says.
Do we
That's
know what that
awesome.
figure was 2 decades ago, Matt? Like, what's it up from?
It's up from like 2 decades. It was down in like the 40s.
Really?
As soon as like a decade ago, and now it's
Really?
and then 2 decades ago is in the 50s or something, or
Maybe
low
they're
60s.
just, maybe they're happy COVID's over.
Well, they laid off a lot of people. Probably the unhappy
actually,
people.
That's a good point. Was this before or after layoffs?
This is 2021 to 2022 data. So
Oh, that's because everyone was working at home and probably only working like 4 hours a day.
now they're satisfied.
I'll
They're
start the-
satisfied.
I don't. Okay, you start.
I'll start by saying because I don't really believe this. I'll just say 6.
Yeah, me either. I want to give this like a 4.
Wow.
I don't
This
believe the
sounds-
polling, honestly.
There's
People s-
something tricky happening in there.
People seem very unhappy.
people jumped ship. They got new jobs. Also, a lot of them got laid off. I believe this. I'm going to give this a 8 because yay workers.
All right.
Good for you.
Well, I would like to caveat this now that you've all voted and say the biggest increases were actually work-life balance and lower workload. Those are the things people hated. People didn't hate vacation policies, their bosses, and their bonuses they were getting. They were getting not enough bonuses. But the major caveat here is this survey almost exclusively applies to men. Women
Why?
were
Why?
Ari,
almost
do you regret your
entirely
8 now?
unhappy about their performance because
Oh my God.
women have had to
Ari.
shoulder the burden of the post-COVID
2.
kind of life.
2.
You've already voted. It's already in.
I'm
Here's
so
the
glad
next
now.
headline. Here's the next headline. BNP Paribas ends
saw
financing
this.
for new oil and gas projects. They are the second major bank to do this. HSBC was first, and they just released a policy that said they will no longer provide any financing dedicated to the development of new oil and gas fields, regardless of the financing methods. So no debt, no equity financing, no loans, no financing.
Why
of
is
any
this not a 10?
Amazing.
Why is it
I
not a
think
10?
it's
Ari,
a
tell
10,
me.
but there's going to be
10.
a caveat. But
Yeah.
it feels like a 10.
This is a 10.
One of you wants to make fun of the French. Come on, go ahead, you jerks.
I gave it. Ari and Jesse gave it 10.
Yeah, why is it
And-
not a 10? How is it not a 10?
There it is, straight 10s. Well, I'm sure there's a reason it's not a 10. But
Yeah, I know,
but it
But that's
sounds
not
good.
the game.
Well,
the
the big
greenwashing is
caveat
good.
is new,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
and
but
new.
what are they going to go backwards, Ari, and be like, yeah, we changed
They
our
could.
minds?
They should.
Can they?
Do we
Aren't
want to
they-
be alive?
Aren't those
they have the
contractual?
earth to
Do we
survive?
want to be? Oh, wow.
Ari,
But there's
aren't
not
those
even
not
many.
aren't those not contractual obligations from the past? You can't just sort of rip that up, can you?
I'm sure there's some hand of God thing in their contracts. Like this is a pretty large God hand.
Some Prince Charles clause?
What does God? What does God hand? Look
I don't know
like?
what she's talking about. Yeah, let's move forward. I feel uncomfortable.
Does it look
It's the
like hot
insurance
dog
language
fingers?
they use that somehow gets into every major insurance contract that they can claim something was the hand of God and they don't have to insure it.
Let me ask you this before we move on. How many hands does God have?
Good question.
At least one.
Is it just
I
that
mean,
one powerful hand, that one crushing?
He's like
middle
Hellboy.
fingery
He's got
hand?
the one hand that's really powerful and the other one is like smoking a Camel Light.
Just for nose picking and middle fingers.
And then it does jazz
Is Camel
hands.
Light paying us for all of this?
Yeah.
I wish.
Camel.
I would take that money.
Advertisement.
I would take it.
Here's the next headline, and this is going to be straight 10s across the board because I know how to play you fools.
2.
Team valuations in the WNBA foretell league's growth trajectory. In February, the Storm, which is a WNBA team,
Mercury Storm.
sold a 14% stake in the team to a group of 15 investors at a $151 million valuation, 10 times the prior record for the team. They are having a massive growth of team
Wow.
valuations in women's basketball.
People are paying more attention. about
Wonderful.
time. Look at that. They start with coverage, and now people are
Seattle
interested,
Storm.
and valuations go up. Oh my God!
I'm confused by this one, Matt. I like that the women in sports angle, of course, I agree with, but the amount the value of sports in general, the amount of money that goes into the industry, I really hate. So I'm
with
confused
you
by
on
this
that. I'm with you on that.
Wait a minute,
Damian.
wait a minute.
Confused.
Do the math. A 14% stake of the team at a $151 million valuation, right? Like, so we're at 10% of the, NBA's worst teams, where that's 10 times more than it was basically a couple years ago. The growth in the
good.
team valuation suggests that the growth in interest, the players' salaries,
That's
they're all
great.
going up.
Yeah.
That's what I care
I
about.
gotta give this one a 10. I am with you, Damian, on the absurdity that is the sports entertainment industry. But
Nothing.
give this one a 10. We're doing
I'm-
headline only.
I'm the kind of guy that gets triggered by everything. I'm a snowflake. Nothing triggers me more these days. I've watched basketball my whole life. Nowadays, when I watch basketball, especially the playoffs, now I have to focus in on all the rich people like right in front, all the trust fund kids. They don't even care. They're on their phones. So I'm just triggered by everything. So that's why the money in sports, I'm just triggered. I'm a triggered person. So I would have given it a 10, but that angle brings me down to a 7. It's still good news. I'm still excited.
Jamie doesn't like it because people are interested enough to be indifferent and spend a lot of money on it.
I'm going to give it a 10.
I'm confusing.
This is very
I'm
confusing.
giving you my honest reaction.
But
If you don't want me to play from this perspective, I'll be the host next time.
This is going to be a layup of 5s across the board from everybody.
My favorite.
Here's a headline. Vivek Ramaswamy paid to have Wikipedia page edited.
10.
And I want you to rate this how good it was for Paul Soros posthumously.
I was gonna say he's dead, but
Yeah.
You're saying good PR because his name got brought up?
Because Paul Soros Foundation funded Vivek Ramaswamy.
why is this a 5? Why do you think it's a 5?
Well, I thought Vivek's name's in it, so isn't
Yeah,
this
that
like
makes me want to
Florida?
give it less. No,
it's
it
like
makes
Florida.
Me
You
give
say
it less than a 5.
You say Florida, and then everyone's like, "Well, I hate it and I love it." So I thought this was gonna be straight 5s.
Vivek is an automatic X over 2 for everything.
This is like a 1 for me.
Wow.
This is so amusing to me. I just can't believe he had
10.
to go pay someone.
It's pathetic.
Yeah,
It's a 10 because, you know why? Because we called it here. We pointed out that detail weeks ago.
See, I'm
10.
just buying Damien's votes
I'm going to give this a 9.
just to be different from Damien. You were gonna go 10. I saw you drop it a point. We've got 2 more left here on the good game, and
Just
for
getting
May
into
11th.
it.
I know. Well, I could have done 50 more. See, it's entertaining.
That's how I ruined the show. I picked 74 headlines.
I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Here's a headline: Adidas to sell Yeezy sneakers, donate proceeds entirely to charity.
Sell them to whom?
There is an estimated $1 billion worth of Yeezy sneakers to be sold.
Who are they selling them to? What does that
Good
mean?
question.
Because they're
Well,
off the market technically, right?
they're now. You go to Adidas's website, and they're there. They're listed. You can see all the shoes there
So
now.
there's going to be
And-
a secondary market for this neo-Nazi for his stupid shoes? Is that what we're...
No.
I
People
don't
are going
understand.
to anyone who buys it. They'll take every dollar that comes in and donate to charity.
It is. It's the full amount.
I
they're
believe
donating.
the entire.
But it's
proceeds are
creating
going to
this
No
charity.
cap.
incredible secondary market. No, there's going to be a huge resale market for these stupid sneakers.
Have you seen the shoes? Because the downside is no one will buy them because they're super ugly. They're
Okay,
the
well,
ugliest shoes I've ever seen. In
I
fact,
hate
they have a
this.
picture of
I hate
someone
this.
wearing like one of them, and I've never seen something stupider in my life. It is the stupidest looking thing.
Adidas, burn them and take the money that you would have used for, I don't know, share buybacks or dividends or executive bonuses and use that money to give to groups. Don't
That's a good
get them
angle.
out of the market. I'm just worried there's going to be a secondary neo-Nazi market for these stupid shoes.
Wow.
0.
Yeah, can't they
0.
modify them just a little bit or something? I don't know.
They can cut
Or
them in half and sell
coat
that.
them in paint and give them to people who need shoes. I don't know.
You know, I saw a headline a couple of weeks ago. At least I'm pretty sure I saw this
Oh, here we
headline.
go.
They were getting criticized for saying they were going to destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is in response to that.
Oh, probably.
Can you recycle shoes like
I
that?
mean, I don't think burning them is.
I don't know.
Matt
Probably
could burn
the
them in
best.
Matt's backyard. It'd be a fun
I
afternoon.
love all your terrible suggestions,
A good
but how
shoe
about this
burning.
headline? Do we have a vote from Dave?
0.
Ugh.
No, that's
I'm
Okay,
going to give this
2.
a 5.
2.
2. 2 is correct. A 5.
I'm going to give this a 5 because I can't believe
5.
they like
5
held
from
on to
Jesse.
Kanye West for that long
Well,
to get to this point.
Look,
Good point. Good point.
This
like
is
red flags years ago, man.
Thank you.
this
Thank
is
you.
this is interesting because this does seem like the lesser of all evils, right? Like you
yeah.
made a deal with that guy. Now you have all this product. They've already been hammered in the markets for it because it's so much. They put so much behind this. And now they're basically saying, in order to cut our losses, rather than dumping them in a landfill or microplastics in the ocean or like handing them out, we are going to donate it to charities that are likely fight anti-Semitism.
But there's,
Can you
Matt,
imagine?
they're still going to end up in a landfill eventually anyway. It's not like they're preventing that.
No.
They'll be warned first. And by the way, why did you wait for the 25th anti-Semitic thing he said? What took you so long, Adidas?
I'm just saying. What is your solution of what to do with them? Burn them in my backyard is not a great
He
solution.
gave it a 2. It's
I know.
up from a 0.
Can we melt them down and then sprinkle it on top of Ari's refresher?
But only if Ari doesn't add water.
With
to
an
the
upcharge,
refresher.
yeah.
All right, last headline.
Woohoo!
And this one does not count to the final score
Best good game ever.
Why?
because it is a guaranteed straight 0.
Oh.
You don't
Okay.
know this. You don't know.
AI matched me with someone based on my hotness. This is Hot Chat 3000, in which I scored a 7.4 out of 10.
That's a definite
And
0 from
see,
me.
I'm not
Wait.
counting this.
I got scored the lowest out of the whole West Hartford branch, so this is a big fat 0 for me.
Wait, did we? I thought we already covered this story. No.
We did, but this is the
But
good
he
game.
had to
This is the
gloat.
Good
good.
game.
He had to gloat
I
about
didn't.
it.
I don't know my score.
You need to.
You need to go take a picture
Or
of
we're
yourself
gonna-
and put it in Hot Chat 3000.
Okay. Did you do George Washington behind you? Did you take his picture and see what he
Nah,
rates?
George.
Okay.
George didn't register. Ari, what would have been your score if this counted?
A 0.
A 0. There it is, and Damien could care less.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. 1.
But he may have scored it higher if he ran him and then got the highest
Jesse,
score out of all of us.
unlike
I'm still
you and
salty
your
about this.
Jesse, unlike you and your relationship with technology, I know how hot I am. I don't worry about it.
Doesn't worry about AI.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
that is the headlines for the good game. Do you want to know the final scores today?
Absolutely.
yeah,
Who won?
let's hear
Who's the,
The,
most
the
positive?
happiest person today is
Jesse.
Ari at a
Oh, what?
7.4.
I feel like I was happy.
Ari was a 7.4. Everybody's very close, actually. Despite Ari's 2 in Florida and Louisiana borrowing millions, Ari
2.
managed to get confused by male workers are happier than they've been in decades and bringing up her score to the happiest in the group. Damien came in second at a 7.1.
Still a
That's
7,
right.
Ari. We're still
Seven.
tied.
Wow, I thought
Technically
I
a
was
7.
really optimistic today.
And Jesse came in third at a 7. So the gaps are really
Okay.
small. 7.4 to 7.
Jesse, boo.
I know.
Well,
what
Jesse,
the heck?
you should have given Vivek Ramaswamy more love. That brought down your score entirely.
It's all Vivek's fault. Always.
That's it for the good game. We are free float. That is Ari, the data queen, and Jesse, the money whisperer, and Damien, that guy with that face who says stuff.
I'm so plain
I
Jane.
am.
I'm like no
Matt,
brand
and I'm
English muffins.
Full of
Ugh.
BS. And we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until then, bye.